Hello friends, this is Maria here, and today I will say that this is a brainstorming episode in which I'm planning to do something with the shampoo bottle that I cut in half. And then at the beginning I was thinking about making a journal inside it, and as you can see I already have some pages in a vintage like neutral tones to placed inside the bottle. But then at a certain point I realized that they stand up, and so we can leave it just like that. And I have a second idea, at least like to make like a poster, like standing poster, like a visual board, just using these two papers to cover the background, and then work on some ideas and leave it on a table, on a counter, like vision board. This is another idea. So the decoration will be around roses. So I picked this paper here and I started to cut some roses. Also, I have a page here full of roses. Some of them are a little bit big, but I can always use them for this vision board. So that is one of the ideas I'm working with. And I want to tell in this episode that not always we just go ahead and film or record a video. Sometimes we just I'm around my desk, like figuring out what I'm gonna be doing. Another thing I'm doing today is, you see this tassel here? The little string in here is lost, so I don't want this tassel to fall apart. So that's why I'm gonna put it back together. And I choose this beautiful, beautiful embroidery thread that matches with the cover. You see, it's the same color. I had it around my sewing pouch. So this is what I'm doing also today. So there's not always necessity for me. I mean, this is a reflection for today's video, that we need to do something and to accomplish something with a result. Sometimes as creators, we just have a moment, or need to have a moment, in order to organize our ideas, to create something new, to fix things, as I'm doing with this tassel here. And it's incredible, but sometimes these activities, like in my case, they give me like tranquility, because then I know that I have everything in place, everything is fixed, I don't have anything pending, and so I can start creating and doing amazing things, and then showing them to you in a common video, like we always do, right? So this is now fixed. I feel better about this, and I'm gonna just cut this. This is my little trash can, so I'm just gonna trim some of this. And now I feel like I have the tassel in the way I want it to be. This is not gonna fall apart. And we can always add a little bit of glue on the knob and just leave it like so till it gets dry. And so we're gonna make sure that this is not going anywhere. And another brainstorming I'm doing today is that I have this journal, Mamacitas. Remember, if you don't know, I'm gonna link the playlist down below. And this journal is about a collection of cards. And this collection is from, I'm gonna tell you the name, it's right here, by Joey LLC, is Dolly Mamas. And so for me, it's very beautiful. And I grab, like, I don't know how many cards, I can count them. I have 3 in each signature, so I have a total of 9 cards. And of course, in this case, like, this is the front part of the card and the back is all the way here. So as you can see here, it says, someday we'll look back and this, laugh nervously, and change the subject. Ha ha ha. Someday we'll look back at this, laugh nervously, and change the subject. So that will be for this. And then it says here, ha ha ha. It's the same here. So the only one that is really in order is the one in the middle, because of course it makes the central page of the signature. The journal has 3 signatures, and I'm being also brainstorming about how to finish this journal. What is the look I want to give to this journal? It is vintage, it is modern, it is clean lines and vibrant colors. So I'm thinking about how to fill it. But as I always say, the ideas come as far as you start looking at your project, feeling the vibe of the project, and then you'll know what to do. So in the previous video I did this. So as you can see, I used fabric, same fabric from the cover, and I put it under this amazing valuable scale to rate your amount of stress or happiness. So rate it. You're here, 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 here. Well, today I feel here, probably the last one. And then some thing I love about this is the texture. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but every lady is in relief, so I really like it. So yeah, I'm thinking about like brainstorming today about what to do in this journal. I also went to Michael's and I grabbed this beautiful heart team paper. I think that is really beautiful, and I want to use it in my journal. I really don't want to cover this identification because I believe it's part of the collection. And then here in the back part of the back cover, I did a pocket. So I'm gonna show you that I can place some things in here and keep like a little secret, a little message, so I can always add something in there. And in my last video, I also went ahead and changed totally the meaning of this card, saying how often I think about me and smile. In the beginning, there was a U in here, and I just cut and print something on my computer, and then I imitate the same font and cut it and put it here. So this is very, very much about self-discovery and being a mamacita, you know. Another thing I have, and I'm also brainstorming about, I found this on a magazine. I believe that it's a wonderful, wonderful frame, but I don't think it goes exactly with the theme of this journal. This is more about modern and vibrant colors, so this is more like vintage, probably about going in this little journal that I don't know, this is an idea for this shampoo bottle. Like I can have the pages there, but then how I'm gonna be doing the closure. So I have a bunch of brainstorming coming up today, and I wanted to share it with you, but because there is not always perfect. There are some times where you're struggling or you have a lot of thoughts and you have to decide what do you want to do, right? So for today, I'm gonna fill these gaps that I have here because I still have a lot of fabric and I wanna measure, and this will be, let me see, it's not the perfect length. So I'm going to cut some strips and try to fill those gaps. So I'll cut a little bit longer. I remember my mom used to cut the all the fabric. She used to style clothing for ladies, like wedding gowns and everything. And I remember she used to do this, and she told me that is the best way that you can have a straight, very straight cut on your fabric. And I like the frayed anyways, so I'm just gonna do it like my mom used to do. After all this, I'm realizing that brainstorming is very important. I mean, as I guess it is the foundation or the foundation of your project. Not always you need to brainstorm before starting a project. Sometimes you just have to leave or have to allow your creativity, like unleash it and just see what happens and see what comes out from that moment, right? But in this case, as I want to do something different, something new, I need to brainstorm. I don't want to fall like into the same ideas and common things that you see around. I really want to do different things and to take you out of the routine, you know, the everyday looking and doing the same things. All right, as you can see here, I already have my little part of the cover is already all in fabric. I'm gonna come back later and cut this. Then if I open it in here in the center, I also have a tiny bit. And here I cover with the card, but there's still a little gap that I wanna cover with this fabric here. And I probably need a thinner piece. Let's see if this is gonna work. All right, so as you can see, it's thinner here and thicker there, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this here. I love all these threads coming out from the initial fabric, and so I don't want to see that cardstock popping up, and I can always cover like part of the card and also part of this page. As you can see there, it's gonna be, I guess it's gonna be super cool, super amazing. I'm just gonna go in here and just cover that gap. Wow, I love the effect. I really like it. And I can always like leave pieces coming out, and it's also part of the creation, right? So you can always go here. Doesn't need to be perfect. This scissor is not working very well, so let me change with this little one here. All right. Well, today is Sunday and it's a very quiet and peaceful day. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it just like so. And as this has this motif, it's like a mandala, and that was one of the things that make me love this fabric. I'm gonna cut one of them and I'm going to glue it in this part of the journal. So let me just cut it here. Let's close this in the meantime so it can go and glue it perfect. I have two options. I can go petal by petal, like going inside, or I can always like go around and leave it like in a square shape or something. So I'm gonna cut around here. You just need to follow the motif on your fabric and then you're just gonna glue it down. Here. So the moment for the end of a journal, you'll never know. It can be fast, it can take a long time, and in our future episodes, I'm going to be showing you the journal I've been making in all these years, and so you can grab some ideas and inspiration. So stay tuned because I'm going to be doing that pretty soon. So this, as I said, I don't want to cover that, so I'm just going to glue the little motif here. And remember that you can always go with Mod Podge on top of the motif to make sure that you're gonna have it in place and really nice. So yeah, so there's a lot you can do in your journal, and as you can see, I still have to decide what to do in this little piece of fabric I have here. I went and I slow stitch all the way around with black dark brown thread, and I'm still deciding what to do in here. So that will be another chapter of brainstorming. So this is all for today. I hope you like it, and I hope that you get some inspiration. The projects, they don't come along in a moment. Sometimes they do. In a blink of an eye, you can have an idea that pops up in your mind. Sometimes it gets a little bit harder, but there's always an inspiration laying down and motivation and a lot to show. A lot to show. So I have a lot to show you, and but I thought that it was important today to show you like this moment of brainstorming that probably all the artists have, but it's never on camera. So little things that make the difference for the day and the difference for the video that you are going to make. So thanks for watching, and I see you very soon in my next creative episode. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about brainstorming? That happens to you. Sometimes you have your desk full of little pieces that go in one project, another project, and then you don't know when to start. So let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't go away without subscribing. Leave me a thumb, of course, coming back for my next video. I see you very soon. Bye, friends. Bye, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye, friends.